Pop star Taylor Swift has broken another record. Her appearance on the New Heights podcast, hosted by the Kelce brothers, had 13 million YouTube views within just 24 hours. The pop culture phenomenon of fandom is now synonymous with the world of celebrity. So what's behind a super fan? Joining us this morning, Hartford Healthcare's Dr. Maria Russo-Appel, medical director of the Mood and Anxiety Disorders Unit at St. Vincent's Medical Center. Doctor, great seeing you this morning. I guess we need to start out by doing some definitions here. What exactly is a super fan, and how is that different from fans of pop stars and athletes from previous generations?
Well, a super fan is sort of what it sounds like. A
Yeah.
super fan is intensely passionate and very engaged with their team or their brand or their celebrity. And certainly we're familiar with this from the days of the Beatles and Elvis and even the Grateful Dead.
Right.
But now with social media, the access to the object of our affection can be very intense and very present for us at all times.
I'm really interested in the downside to being a super fan. If you just get too involved in a performer or a sports star, what are the potential pitfalls for you from a personality point of view?
Yeah, the downfalls are real, Keith. We certainly can see super fans becoming so engaged that it takes time away from their work or from their school or engaging with family and friends. That's probably the biggest downside, really. At its more extreme, we can see depression and anxiety. You have to remember that superfans tend to identify with their object of affection. And so when there is a failure by that object of affection, they can take it very personally. And so there can be depression, anxiety. And of course, at its worst extreme, we see cyber stalking and cyber bullying.
When you're a parent, for example, and you've got a young person who has a real obsession with somebody, how do you start realizing it might be getting to be a little bit too intense?
Mm. So again, it's about balance, right? So if you see your young child or your child engaging a lot of their time in their super fandom, in not completing their homework or not getting other things done, not engaging with the family, that certainly can be a sign. The other sign that's very real is this is a very monetized system. And so young people can get themselves into financial trouble through merchandise, ticket buying, and other kinds of engagements that cost money.
And what do parents do when somebody does get over that line? How do you reel it back in?
So the most important thing is to start with allotting a certain amount of time per day that your young person is allowed to engage with their object of affection. Certainly, if you're seeing signs of depression, anxiety, the young person's not sleeping, then you want to seek professional help.
All right. Dr. Appel, thank you very much. The downside of being a fan fanatic, I guess is the way to put it. We
A
appreciate it.
super fan. That's it. Thanks, Keith.
All right. We're back with more after this.